everyone, I'm Monica and welcome to my channel.
Today I'm going to be flipping this antique dresser that I won at an auction. I paid $5 for it, but I will flip it and sell it in Facebook Marketplace to earn a profit. Here's a list of the products I will be using today. The first thing we're going to do is clean our piece. I'm using a degreaser called Crud Cutter, but any degreaser you have at home would work just fine. It's very important to clean the piece to get rid of any dust and to help our paint adhere better to the surface. Okay, so if your furniture has a shiny finish, you're going to have to scuff sand it to give your paint something to grab onto. In this case, my piece is not shiny at all and I will be using primer. One of the things I like to do to update my flips is to change the hardware. This dresser had wooden knobs which were attached to the piece by wooden dowels. To be honest with you, this was probably the most challenging part about this flip. I think I literally used every single tool out of my toolbox to be able to get these nubs off of the dresser. They were so stubborn. Once I removed the nubs, I filled up the holes with wood filler because they were just too big for the new hardware. I bought the hardware at Home Goods, and by the way, Home Goods and TJ Maxx have very pretty and inexpensive selection of hardware. Be sure to tape the other side of the drawer when you're filling the holes. This way your wood filler won't fall out on the other side. It's not necessary to prime every one of your pieces, but because this is such an old piece, I'm afraid that I might have some bleed through later on and I really don't want to have to deal with it after I've painted and sealed the dresser. The primer will seal and block any bleed through and any odor that this piece might have. Hey friends, I just want to give you a quick reminder, when you're using products like primer, make sure that you're doing it outside, but if you have to do it inside, just make sure that you're protecting your lungs. This product is very stinky and the fumes are just not good for you. After I finished priming, I noticed that one of the legs was really wobbly, so I decided to take it off, clean it up, and reattach it using a new set of screws and more wood glue. For this flip, I'm going to be using Dixie Belle paint in the color Vintage Duck Egg. This is a mineral paint and it does not require a ton of prep work, which is why I really like it. I'm able to use it with my sprayer and the cleanup afterwards is really easy because again, this is a mineral chalk paint and it's water-based and it's just so much easier to clean up afterwards. Now, I don't have a specific recipe for adding water to my paint, so my suggestion to you is if you're going to be using a sprayer, in my case I use a pneumatic sprayer, please add a little bit of water at a time so you don't end up with super running paint. And yeah, just look at the consistency that I'm showing you in my video. That is the consistency I look for, and that seems to work really well with my sprayer and my technique. Okay guys, and so after doing all the work to make sure that our piece is not going to be bleeding through, we're going to go ahead and give it 2 good coats of this very pretty blue. When I first got the piece, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do to the top, but I decided to sand it down using my Orbital Sander, and I'm going to be adding a really pretty stain to showcase the wood. To stain the top of this dresser, I'm going to be using Min Wax in the shade Natural. Using a lint-free rag, you're just going to take a little bit at a time and start rubbing it on, going with the grain of the wood. To protect the top, I'm going to be using Polyurethane by Varathane. This is a water-based product that I can use on top of my stain and paint. I'm going to pour some poly in a different container to prevent cross-contamination. In this case, I will be using a sponge applicator to top coat and protect the entire piece. My recommendation is that you damp your sponge with water before applying your top coat, and this will make it glide better. Sometimes the sprayer doesn't reach every little space, so I will take a small brush and paint over any places that were left unpainted. I find this process very relaxing, and quite frankly, this is the reason why I started flipping furniture. For me, it's a stress reliever and I make a little money on the side. I had quite a few people interested in this piece, but as you guys know, if you're selling on Facebook Marketplace, you don't hold your pieces for anyone unless they put down a deposit. So I did have a lovely couple put down a deposit on this, and they drove from about an hour from my location, and that's just, honestly, that's awesome. As you can see on this part of the video, I'm just taking a super fine sanding pad and I'm just going over the entire piece just to make sure that it's nice and smooth. You will see some residue, but you can just wipe it off, and trust me, your pieces are gonna be so buttery smooth and your clients are gonna be very, very happy. And finally, the last step is to add in the new hardware. And here's a question for you guys. Would you like to know the numbers behind my flips? Let me know in the comments below. Before I show you guys the final product, I just want to ask you to please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell. I will be posting a new flip every week, and this Sunday, Mother's Day, I'm actually going to be showing you how I refinished a vintage matching dresser and nightstands for my mom. This is it, you guys. I hope you enjoy it. See you next time.